Welcome to the Crispin Podcast, the show where we talk about trending topics from people to lifestyle with your host, Crispin. We're thrilled to have you join us on this journey.
Hi guys, welcome back to Crispin's podcast. Hope you guys are doing very good. I'm doing very good. It's a beautiful Friday evening after work. In fact, after the 9 to 5 job, I get to my house, took a shower, did my whatever I have to do, and now I'm just in my simple PJ, just sitting on my couch and having a glass of my favorite wine. This is the Chardonnay, but usually I love to drink the Chenin Blanche. But regardless, I love white wine. So yeah, that's how I like to relax after 5 days of working. My supervisor is chilling, shouting, stressing me all day. I love them. I love my colleagues. I love them to death. So I'm here home and I'm just whining and just having a crisping time. So I was just talking to my friend on the phone. I'm like, you know what? I've not done a podcast for a long time, so let me just use this to just express or tell you guys my experience in Berlin, Germany for the first time. So if in case you're new to my podcast, this is Crispin's podcast where we talk about people and lifestyle. Of course, travel, fashion, recipe, everything is here in Crispin 360. So do not go anywhere. Just get to whatever you're doing. Just watch me or just listen to me and let's just communicate. Let's just interact with each other, So yes. But of course, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is Crispin's podcast. So please don't forget to subscribe. I'll be right back.
Welcome to the Crispin Podcast.
Alright guys, welcome back to Crispin's podcast. In case you just tune in, this is Crispin's podcast and here we talk about people and lifestyle. So, listen. 2 weeks ago, actually, prior to 2 weeks ago, I had a trip to Greece, to see my bay, So, the trip was planned already and I have these two friends that I always hang out with. They were like, Chris, really want to go to Berlin because we have a work job, more like traveling job, So, and usually this one of my friends, he was like, Crispin, you always postpone events. You don't want to go to this place. And now, initially we wanted to go to Amsterdam, but Amsterdam was kind of postponed, and the fault was me. It was my fault why they had to cancel the Amsterdam trip, which I still don't understand. But of course, I just take the blame because I always play the fifth, So, fast forward. I was supposed to go to Greece, so we had to just they already booked the Airbnb, they had their flights, everything booked, but I was still deciding if I'm gonna go or not. So, you know what? After they kind of persuaded me, they preached to me about this trip to Berlin. I'm like, why not? I would love to go to Berlin. I've always wanted to go to Germany. I've been to Germany before, but I've been to Dusseldorf and Cologne. Yeah, that's the only place Aachen. Yeah, I've been to Aachen before. So, I've not really been to the mainstream Berlin, And when I was a little guy in Ghana, I'm a little boy, of course. I'm still a little boy in a way. I used to think, I used to hear people say Alexandria-Platz. So I'm like, wow, now I'm in Europe. Why don't I just use this opportunity to go and see Berlin, sorry. So yeah, we went to Berlin and it was nice. I actually, hindsight, I booked the flights and everything, so I joined them in Berlin. When I came out from Greece, of course. And you know what's very interesting about the whole video? Why I'm even making this video today? It was not even about the trip and all that, but I'm just gonna give you a little bit of funny thing that actually happened. So listen, if you know me, you know that I'm a party guy, right? I like to party and all that, But my two friends, these guys right here, they love to party, they love to party. One is Brazilian, one is from Congo, but he actually schooled in Canada, So I used to call him a Canadian guy. He was like, no, Chris, I'm not Canadian, I'm Congolese, So he's Congolese and a Brazilian, and I'm from Ghana. So we have a different culture mix infused, So everybody has their own style. But when we meet, it's the drop. When the team touch base, everything is it's crazy, So yeah, we understand each other very well, so which is very good for friendship. That's also one thing that you should look out for when it comes to getting to connect or network with new people. You should look for the things that are very mutual interest, so you can have a lot of things to talk about all the time, right? So Yeah, so I mean, after Greece, I came to Belgium, and I booked my flight to Berlin. And I could swear I had an early flight, like 7 a.m. flight, and I live in Antwerp, and Antwerp to Brussels, to the airport, So I was at the airport like 7:30. That's when we started boarding into the flight, and then one of the friends called me. He said, "Chris, look at the other guy. He's at the club. This guy was buzzing, like it was buzzing, and he was on cloud nine." And I'm like, "Crispin, it's almost 8 o'clock, and he doesn't want to go home. So I don't know where we're gonna go home." And we have this fun shade. We always tease each other. Who was drunk last night? Who was wasted last night? Who couldn't remember anything last night? We have this kind of fun shade. So he was just trying to give me a heads up of what's gonna happen. But honestly, when I took the flight, I knew that, listen, these people are going to like ruin my day, because if they're still at the club at 8 o'clock and I'm arriving around 9 o'clock in the morning, what shows that the guys are gonna be awake waiting for me? So I knew from the onset that when I get to Berlin or to the Airbnb apartment, these guys will be like far gone, like as in sleeping. So fast forward, I got to Berlin, and as usual, what I was thinking, yeah, it actually manifested. I go to the Airbnb, I rang on the bell like sporadically, and nobody answered the phone. I'm like, okay, since I'm in Berlin, let me just go out and just explore. So hopefully, after I finish exploring, maybe by then they'll be awake from their hangover, because usually, in fact, I left them a text and like message that, listen, guys, I'm going to chill in the town. So I went to town, and in case you guys don't know this, I'm a member of the couch surfing. I don't know if you know about couch surfing. It's an app whereby you people host you or you host them, that's something like that. So I met other people there for a drink, like it was like a brunch. So we had a brunch, and bear in mind, I got to Berlin around 10 a.m. So I started just exploring, just waiting. I joined the Guru Walk Tour. In case you don't know what Guru Walk Tour is, so Guru Walk Tour is like basically it's like city, like the locals. They actually form a group whereby they take new foreigners around, and they don't have a fixed fee. But after the tour, if you feel that it was a good experience, you just tip them what you want. Of course. And I always use it. When I went to Italy, I used it. When I was in Spain, I used it. When I was in Hungary, I used it. When I travel in Europe, I use them a lot, and they are free. You can actually just download the app. I'm gonna leave the link over there. You can just, if you want to just join them. It's called Guru Walk. Anyway, I'm in Berlin now, and it's been like I booked this tour. This tour was like 2 o'clock, and I arrived around 10. So it means I have like from 10 to 2, right? So I was just like in a cafe drinking my tea as usual. And 2 o'clock came, and I just joined my tour. I was just touring, thinking these guys will still be awake, but hell no. I finished my tour, and these guys were still sleeping. So I just went, I called them, and then I think, oh, actually they called me. So, Chris, where are you? We saw your text. I'm like, sorry, we're asleep. I'm like, yeah, don't worry. I'll just explore it, because I love to explore. So I was exploring, and, you know, I got to the place, and it was very interesting because they were all sleeping, and I just took a shower, and we just had like lunch, just said our hugs, and just explain and just like experience what to expect that evening, because we're still gonna go out. So evening finally came, and we got dressed up. We had our dinner, and then we went out. Now, let me tell you why I'm making this podcast today. My podcast is not even about my trip to Berlin. I'm going to talk about the nightlife in Berlin. Look, I swear to God, like, believe me or you, Berlin is the top notch when it comes to like chilling. Apparently, they are the best for techno. I stand to be corrected. In my opinion, I think they are the best when it comes to techno music. Like, the techno music over there is like, it's crazy. Most of the bars have techno music, and and this is the very interesting part. Now, listen to this very clearly. If you haven't been to Berlin before, this is my first time to Berlin, so I'm speaking from my own experience. So apparently in Berlin, when you go to the club, you have to join the queue in every club in anywhere in the world. And I swear to God, I heard my friend literally being interrogated. Like, it's more like an interview. They were like, "Have you been to this club before? Are you a local? Are you a foreigner? Have you been to this club before? Why did you choose this club?" And in my mind, I was thinking like, wait a minute, am I just listening to words? Am I just reading stuff in the air? And I did like this, like, just to clear my face, to just listen to what they were saying. It was more coherent. The guy was like, "Have you been to this club before? Is it your first time?" We were like, "No." I mean, my friend has been there before, but we were foreigners, obviously. So he was honest, actually. He said, no. I always come here. These are my friends from Belgium, and we are just here to just chill for the weekend. So, okay. You know this club is techno, right? We're like, yeah, we know. Okay, so the price is this. And then, and the bouncer was like, you have to pay this money, and then you have to put a sticker on your phone. I'm like, huh? You put the sticker on your phone in Berlin to go to it, like to enter into a club, like techno club. Bear in mind, I don't do drugs. I only drink alcohol. Like this. I don't do drugs. Never done drugs before, and I don't think I want to do drugs. But I mean, hey, listen, who am I to judge? So. Techno music, I mean, listen, I'm from Africa, I'm from Ghana. In Ghana, we don't have techno music, so for me, it's new. But of course, when my friends want to do something, I want to join in. I want to also learn new culture or a new vibe, a new technique. So I go with them. And to be honest, it's not my thing. Techno is not, I mean, those who know me, I'm an R&B and hip-hop guy, I like R&B, hip-hop, and pop music, or jazz or something. But techno is not my thing. I don't know how to whip my hair like a mad cow in the club, because everybody was like wasted, high, and there was a lot of smoke in the club, so you actually can't see anything. Anyway, so when you enter into the club, they have this stickers that you have to click on your phone. I mean, to plug, to paste on your phone. I tried to speak Dutch last time. To paste on your phone, so you can't, I guess, to film people, So. And for me, it's the first time I went to the club that I have to do that, because I've been to so many clubs and I didn't have to do that. So it was like new thing to me. But of course, who am I? When you go to Rome, you do what the Romans do, right? So here I was in Berlin and this happened to me. And so my phone was like clogged up with that sticker, so I couldn't even film anything. So I couldn't have any footages of my Berlin, like particular club. But the club was called Renata, actually. The club is a very nice place. And I think those who love techno, if you're in Berlin, you should go to Renata. It's dope. And there was another club opposite to Renata. I didn't know the name of that club, so I forgot, because I didn't even go there. The queue was very long. We actually got to the club around 1 a.m. We left around 5 a.m. And the queue was still long, like the club in the other side, like of the streets. I'm like, so those who know Renata, I'm sure you know the club I'm talking about. So yeah, I'm like, my question is, why would the club want to interview you? Like, literally, we're like being interviewed just to enter into a club, I was like, wow. And someone even said, yeah, Berlin is like that, sometimes they can just bounce you based on your, like, the way you are dressed. And for me, it was actually an eye-opener, because I've never seen this before. In Belgium, we don't have this in Belgium. I mean, maybe because I haven't been to a lot of techno clubs, I felt it's a little bit interesting, So I mean, basically, I enjoyed the experience. Like I said, techno is not my thing, but because my friend was there, I just went there. But I was bored. I think 4 a.m. I'm like, let's go home. I'm tired, So I mean, in a nutshell, Berlin was very good. The fashion was giving, the vintage stores, the Y2K shops, they were all giving. The food was so good. The nightlife is so good in Berlin, and I think I'm gonna be going more in Berlin. And tell me, guys, have you ever gone to Berlin before? What was your experience in Berlin? I would like to know your experience in Berlin. And if the next time I go to Berlin, where I should go to Berlin, okay? So this is a short one, and I hope you guys enjoy my podcast for today. Of course, if you're new to my channel, or if you have any questions about Berlin nightlife, holla at your boy Crispin. I have some details for you guys. So yes, I came here to do the bare minimum, not too much today. So I love you guys, and on to the next episode of Crispin's podcast. I have to sign out. It's Friday night. I'm about to Netflix, and I just came here to share my thoughts. I love you guys, and stay safe this weekend. Don't drink too much, or stay home and drink like what I'm doing. Love you guys. Have a nice day, and bye, y'all.
Thank you for tuning into this episode of the Crispin Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe on Apple Music and Spotify, leave a review, and share it with your friends and family. Your support means the world to us. See you next time.